Today we're going to learn about the 5 aspects of civilization. The first is a stable food supply. A stable food supply is referring to a surplus or extra amount of food. Today, we have our surpluses in our refrigerators and in our cabinets and in our pantries, but obviously in the ancient world they had to store them in different ways. No matter what, though, every civilization needs to produce enough food for everybody to eat and extra food or surplus in case of times of drought or famine or when food might be difficult to get. The next thing that every civilization needs is a form of government. A form of government, by definition, is a person or a group of people who organize society and make decisions on behalf of the people. Now, there are lots of different types of governments that exist today in the world, and that was the case in the ancient world too. It doesn't matter what type of government you have as long as you have a form of government. That form of government could have a king or a queen at the head, or it could have every citizen voting on every decision that the civilization makes. All you need is some form of government. Another thing that every civilization needs is specialization of labor. Specialization of labor is when people within a society have many different jobs. As we learn, this connects to surplus. The reason why everyone could do lots of different jobs is because farmers were producing so much food that there was extra, surplus, right? And that allowed people to do other things in farming, like become blacksmiths, or make houses, or make boats, or weave baskets, or create pottery, or create clothing. The key with specialization of labor is that in the society, there are lots of different jobs being done, regardless of whatever jobs they might be. Another thing that every civilization needs to have are social classes. By definition, social classes are divisions or levels within the society. Now, it doesn't matter how many levels you have. Obviously, you need to have more than one. But you could have 2 levels, 3 levels, or 100 levels. What we're talking about here is that there are certain people in the society that are higher up, and there are certain people who are somewhere in the middle, and certain people who are towards the bottom or at the bottom. Once again, you don't need to have a specific number as long as you have different levels. And those levels can be determined by wealth, by power, by who your parents are, by where you live, by your religion. Once again, it doesn't matter how those levels are determined or decided as long as you have levels. Now, there's one more thing that every civilization needs to have, according to historians, and that is something called a highly developed culture. Now, a highly developed culture really is made up of a lot of different things. So, highly developed culture are parts of an advanced society that would include things like religion, like a language, both spoken or written. They can include art. It can include architecture, so the types of buildings that they make. It can include music. It could also include the type of food that they eat, the types of clothing that they wear, and any customs that they may have. For example, for a custom, how people say hello to each other, how you may show respect to your elders or to people of authority, just to name a couple. And many, many other things that would be a part of culture as well. But the key is that it's highly developed. If your society only has 1 or 2 of these things, your culture is developing, but it's not very advanced. This is a highly developed culture as a part of a very advanced society.